Hello and welcome. This is Bill Claudsy drafting Ultimate Masters. Once again, here's a pack with a rare that is more of a constructed plant. There are some times when it's going to get your opponent, and there's some decks that you can just build around it so it doesn't hurt you as much. You play cards like Kitchen Finks, but yeah, I might leave that alone here. Kitchen Finks, on the other hand, is very good. And Wild Mongrel is a nice card to build around. The Finks keeps you a bit more open. You don't need to be playing green, and it's just an annoying creature to deal with. That versus a glorified grizzly bear here makes me want to go for the Finks. Yeah, it's still pretty early in the format for me, so we'll see how this works. Oh, here we go, Thespian Stage. There's the combo with this if you can get the Dark Depths going with it, but that is a mythic, so it's something you'd have to get opened or passed to you, and you don't usually get those cards passed to you. So what are we looking at here? I mean, I do like Unburial Rites. Golgari Charm is maybe not quite as good, although you can kind of try to use that in a point where it'll be good for you. But yeah, more of a not a very exciting pack. I think I'm going to take Unburial Rites here, maybe go into Orzhov or Obzon or something. The fixing's not great in this set, so you'll have to keep an eye out for some good fixing if you are trying to go into 3 colors. Lighthouse, another reason to get some fixing. Let's see. Yeah, trying to play these colorless lands in your deck. Unholy Hunger's a nice one. Garna could combo well with certain things. These graveyard decks and reanimation effects combo well together. I'm looking at this Hunger. I'm also looking at Pulse of Murasa. Now, if we are in black and white because of this Unburial Rites, it means we're a little less likely to go green, and Hunger's just a pretty solid card to begin with, so I think I'll go with that here. Appetite for Brains exiles a card, so in a set where graveyard matters, I mean that's an important piece of text there. And yeah, graveyard does matter big time in this set. Still, it's not super narrow, but it's a little narrow. And yeah, what is this? Create a tap 2/2 black zombie for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. I really like this. Blue-black, just go blue-black control and effects. That could work. It is tapped and it is a sorcery. Or a card. Yeah, Iridescent Drake is not what I really want to be doing. I think I'll go for Rise from the Tides over, not too much to say about this pack, but that's an exciting one. Oh, Artisan of Kozilek. I really like this card, but it is expensive. And if we're looking for a bunch of instants and sorceries now that we have Rise from the Tides, I don't think that's necessarily what we want. So when you cast it, you get this thing to reanimate. Not sure what else there is for us. Prismatic Lens, which kind of ramps a bit. And then Twins, which could be okay, Just the Wind. I'm going to go for Artisan here. I can't resist these Eldrazi. They're just my favorite. They put it in the set, so it must be good, right? Last Gasp works well with our idea of being in some kind of like reanimation deck, because that's in black, but also just a spells deck if that's the direction we end up going. Let's see, Magma can finish out a game, just get a bunch of random sacrificial creatures, and when the number of stuff you have equals their life total, then they're in bad shape. Wingsteed Rider, a good one. Whirlwind Adept with all these auras going around makes a lot of sense, but let's just take the removal here while we can get it. God's Willing. Protect what you do have. Too bad this isn't Surveil. That would make Reanimator so much better, where you can just take the top card, and if it's a creature, slam it to your graveyard. Pretty good. Spirit Cairn Turn to Mist might be easier to manage, and it's good with like kitchen finks, and it's good if we're going to be in blue-black rather than white-black. A tough one, because God's Willing's amazing. I just don't think we're going in that direction. Like the play a bunch of creatures direction. Skeleton, Mark the Vampire. Don't think there's much in this pack for us. No good targets for reanimation. No good combo pieces in the direction we're headed, which is not green. No good blue spells, which might be a sign. And yeah, I'm not really looking for conviction. Maybe we just take Groundskeeper, self-mill, and then ramp up with the Artisan. Wow, that's cool to see. Wild Mongrel coming back. The foil one is missing. There were 2 in this pack. Maybe we just take that. Obs on reanimation is a thing, and we don't need to build around blue if it's really not coming, so grab that Mongrel. Plaques. An important piece of a Bogle's deck, like it's this and then Slippery Bogle at uncommon, and then you can just suit up your creature, and that's pretty tough to beat. Or it can be. Staunch-Hearted Warrior. Turn to Mist is a great way to trigger Heroic, but then you don't usually end up with the benefit. Still, yeah, I don't really want Brown Scale. I'll just take the Warrior. Aha! Walker of the Grove. It's a 7/7. It's a big old creature. Something that you're not too embarrassed to get back with like an Artisan. However, Pulse of Marasa is nuts. I went toe-to-toe with a deck that kept getting back Artisans. I guess that was my last video. And, you know, it worked really well. I don't know how we beat it. Brown Scale, Groundskeeper, Eidolon. I think we go with Eidolon here. That's some serious ramp. It turns into the green Dark Ritual, or the green Black Lotus, or whatever you want to call it. And then, shoot, we even have some multicolor spells to get it back. Shed Weakness, combo with our Kitchen Finks. Lotus Eye Mystics, probably not the direction we're going. And Brown Scale. Okay, if we have to take a Lizard, I'm happy enough to take a Lizard. Whoa. Yes. Yeah, I have a weakness in drafting, and it's called taking 15 drops that you're never going to be able to cast, especially if they're foil and, you know, you got nothing better to do. So yeah, we'll take Emrakul here. That's awesome. Beautiful. The flavor of the original Rise of Eldrazi is just my favorite flavor of a set just ever. Just imagine, you can't imagine being there. That's the funny part, but you can try. Anyway, yeah. Okay, maybe we can pick up something that can get Emrakul back at instant speed or cheat it into play. We don't have that yet, but hey, we're now we have a goal, if nothing else. We could make it bigger. We could make a Bogle. We could... Oh, Pulse of Marasa. There we go. That's how you get Emrakul back at instant speed, although back to your hand is not really where you want to get it. Yeah, cool pack. It's probably just Stingerfling Spider here. This card is really powerful, and there's a lot of annoying flyers that you can just kill, and then it blocks everything. We're not doing the Bogle thing. Become Immense is scary, but doesn't support our creatures as much as it would support other people's decks. The Root Wall is fine. Another Pulse. We'll probably wheel something from this pack. Yikes. Another Urban Evolution. And look, you know, an 8-drop Eldrazi. We don't have time for the small ones. Maybe Urban Evolution. Probably just Satyr Wayfinder to feed our, like, Unburial Rites or whatever else we're doing, to shuffle back in Emrakul, because that'll happen more often than not, and to get a land into your hand, but it just keeps you hitting your land drops, which is important for this deck. Circular Logic, nice. Twins, not the most embarrassing thing to bring back if you do get it in your graveyard, but if you're discarding it and playing it with like a Wild Mongrel, that's good value as well. Red cap could be decent. It's probably not logic because of how little blue we have. So what is it? What are we gonna do here? Yeah, I'm looking at red cap and Mauer estate. Those are the two that stand out to me here, and I guess we take the less common one, even if it's a bit harder to cast. Anger. All that graveyard nonsense. And then Staunch-Hearted Defender. We already have one. And Grave Strength. Each creature card in your graveyard. So a way to get cards into your graveyard and then pump your stuff up. I want to be Ramp. That's what I want to be. Ramp and Reanimation. And these are not really doing it. Mark of the Vampire also doesn't really do it. Maybe it's time to take our Walker. Yeah. It's only 8 mana, so maybe we'll get there. Next, Cathodion. I wish it was easier to ramp with this thing. It turns out it's not very easy to ramp with it. You need a sacrifice outlet to do that on your main phase or something. Awful Snout. What on earth? Crab, snail, lizard thing. Elemental, yeah, that sums it up. We could... I mean, these effects to exile stuff from people's graveyards, they really work. I mean, they're really quite nice. We don't have one of those effects yet. And yeah, I think I'm just going to grab that. Oh no, another one. Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't want the second one, really. I mean, it's just not a good creature on its own, 2/2 flash. Might surprise some things and be a good blocker for a bit, but yeah, mainly it's just for the evoke. I'll take another Groundskeeper, though. I should really be taking Deranged Assistant, but then how do we get stuff back? Yeah, I'll go for Groundskeeper. Crusher, Unholy Hunger, and a second Unburial Rites. Let's go for the rights. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. And that could be by dredging, although getting this into your graveyard to begin with might be a little tough. No, I think we'll go with the Blood Flow Connoisseur. It's a sacrifice outlet for any Cathodians we get. And you can sacrifice Kitchen Finks and Red Cap and maybe reset those somehow. So I'll grab that. Yes, we do get back Urban Evolution. At this point, the splash color is white, not blue, so it's probably not it. I'll take a Pulse of Marasa. We already have a Shed weakness in case we try to go the more aggressive route with Persist. Another Walker. Renewal. Interesting way to cheat a creature back into play, but it has to start in play. You can't just mill it and crack your renewal, so that it's not quite as good. I'll take another Walker and hope to get some ramp in the last pack. Each player returns all Myr Servitors. I haven't come across the Servitor deck yet, but whatever, it's colorless. Martyr of Sands, no. Grave Strength is back. Maybe I'll just go for this Warrior, and in case we abandon Emrakul and Artisans completely, we'll play a bunch of Shed weaknesses and whatever. It'll be boring, but at least we can have a game plan that might work. Revel Arc, no, that doesn't get Emrakul back. Hero's quite good. Oh, they downgraded this to uncommon. No wonder it pops up more than usual. Wickerbow Elder is strong, and the Vessel has a couple applications. It ramps, and there's no way we can get Emrakul working, I'm afraid. Not without something special. But yeah, the Wickerbow Elder is good, and probably good enough just to slam here. Unless we were in white, which we're not really. Take the Elder. Maelstrom Pulse, that's what we're in. That's what we're doing. Okay. Not as exciting as Goryo's Vengeance or something. What is it? Is that what it's called? Goryo's Vengeance? Something like that. Anyway, yeah, Maelstrom Pulse, we're in black-green. This is the best removal you can get in black-green. What is this? Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, that's not gonna get an Emrakul back. Rhea Dawnbringer. Doesn't get Emrakul back, does it? Travel preparations. Maybe we have to resort to something boring like that. Maybe Rhea is good enough just to get in our graveyard somehow and then writes it back. Yeah, that's like our first good target. I don't think we'll ever be able to cast it, but the dream is alive, as they say. Devoted Druid, nice. Anything to help ramp us up here? Oh, Pattern of Rebirth. Awesome new art. I remember this card being good, but also looking stupid. And now it is good and looks awesome. Who is this? Therese Nielsen. Well, no wonder. Yeah, I love stylized art like this when it's done well. It seems to be done pretty well. Anyways, what does this do? So your creature dies, and then you can search your library for a creature card. Well, what if, hear me out, what if Emrakul is in your library and the creature with this dies? You get me. Alright. Golgari Charm. Destroy target enchantment. Oh dear. It doesn't work if the Pattern of Rebirth dies, so I think we have to cut this. Also, it's in our color, so maybe we can use it against someone else. Fate's Fetters. That's a nice one. And probably worth taking. Crow is also good. I wish we had any fixing at all. We don't. Just the third Bogle or something like that. Maybe we just take the Crow. I mean, we don't have many ways to get Rhea into the graveyard. Shoot, but the Fetters are so good. I'm going to take the Crow. Then we have Scuzzback Marauders and another Pulse. I don't know if I want the third Pulse, but it does keep us alive for a while and then ramps a bunch. We just don't need more playables, so yeah, I mean, Fiend Hunter would be a consideration. I just don't think we're playing much white at all. We can hardcast Rhea, though. It'll be off of Verdant Eidolon. Yeah, maybe we don't even play the third Pulse here. There we go. That's what we need. Vessel of Endless Rest gives us our one white source we'll need for all manner of things. Mainly Unburial Rites coming back. But it just ramps, and that's just good enough to include it here. The Eidolon, another Eidolon. Yeah, second Eidolon. These riders coming so late. I guess no one's into that travel preparations deck. Cut it here. Wickerbow Elder, in case someone goes nuts with the artifacts and enchantments. I mean, definitely a main deckable card in this format, but we need some cuts. We need to play probably 18 lands, something like that. It'll be a fun deck to build here. Let's begin. Group creatures separately. Now I wish I had another Mongrel. Devoted Druid still good. The Brown Scale, I don't think so. The Connoisseur lets us sacrifice something the turn we get Pattern of Rebirth, and you can sacrifice itself, so it's like on its own there. Gonna be pretty good. Cut the Warriors. Both Eidolons is a lot. Probably both Walkers is too much. Maybe the Pulses are not what we're doing. And Shed Weakness is definitely not what we're doing. We're going to shed weakness by reanimating, not by targeting living creatures. Definitely not. Okay, that's a start. Cut the second Groundskeeper. Combo it with Wild Mongrel. Maybe we'll cut both. It just depends on how many ways we really have of filling our graveyard. Not too many. We have multicolor spells. The Sphinx helps out there for sure. The red cap. Golgari Charm, if it comes to it. Maybe you don't want this in your main deck. I don't know how many 1 toughness creatures there are running around. Yeah, it looks like the Groundskeeper is just not going to be good enough, especially with Emrakul potentially getting milled, and you have to throw back half your cards anyway. Okay, so that's 17 plus a vessel, and then a curve that says I have a few big cards, but we also have 2 Verdant Eidolons, which can ramp up to a one-time Walker in the Grove or some such. Yeah, that looks good. This is a perfectly seasonal experience here, the holiday feel to it. We're going to have to get lucky to win, but when we do get lucky and win, it will be spectacular. 12, so hopefully that happens. 12, 8, 2, really just 12, 8, and then, well, could consider that like 3. Is it even worth playing the 3rd planes? And then we'll have 4 natural sources of white to naturally play Rhea without Verdant Eidolon. Or should we expect to have Verdant Eidolon? That is a tough one. This white is really going to mess us up, isn't it? What does Rhea do besides get something back? It's a 4/6 for 9, and then your upkeep you just reanimate without the life loss there. So it doesn't protect itself besides just being a fairly large creature. Maybe we go down to 2 planes, and then we can still cast it naturally off of this in the ultra late game, but either we can discard it and get it back with an Unburial Rites, or we can ramp up with Eidolon, and that should be good enough. But I will keep the 2nd planes in there just because we have a few ways to use the mana, and maybe that'll happen once. So 8, 9 green, 7 black. What do we add? Another green, probably, to get out our early cards. We have some double black here, but it's probably going to be another green. All right, this is awesome. We opened a foil Emrakul, and we're on a mission to get it into play somehow. Best of luck. This message will self-destruct in 3, 2. Round 1 versus Schultz Cubed. Choosing to be on the play. Okay, this hand is fine. Maybe we'll figure something to do with our Crow. And we should stay alive for a while. Methinks. Drawing the big stuff. Yep, just like I like it. No discard outlet yet. We're against control, so we'll see. Come on, Crow. Fill up that graveyard with some good stuff. Well, okay, that doesn't really count. Esper. Well, Esper's a good combination. Are we going to run into some kind of flash flyer? The Angel's not in the set, right? Restoration Angel. That's in a lot of Masters sets, but not this one, I guess. Uh-oh. Foiled again. No, Reviving Vapors. This card has got to be decent. Oh, no, they completely miss. Well, not completely. They can put an island or plains into their hand. They put a plains in their hand. And it does help fill up their graveyard, so I think that's the main benefit of this. But if this is like Esper Reanimator, that's a complete, that's not what they wanted. Gildamage. I really hope we get this red cap because I don't want to waste a Maelstrom Pulse on a Guildmage. Come on, Swamp. We don't have too many swamps in the deck, so I guess it's not ultra likely. Yeah, I think we do pulse it though. The funny thing here is they left up black and white instead of blue. So who knows what that's about. It certainly means no counter magic. Well, I guess they could still get us with foil here, but whatever. I'm gonna pulse that just so they don't go nuts drawing cards, discarding cards. It gives them less to do on the board. Okay. Keep playing out lands here. Hopefully they don't have some discard nonsense, but eventually we'll get to the point where we can play Walker and things. Maybe... Oh, that's the thing. We should just evoke the Walker. I forget it's modal. Plume Veil. They do have this flash nonsense. Kill our Crow, please. Yeah, alright. What do we get? No Emrakul, please. Oh no, we got our Emrakul. Alright. Now they know. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, what do we need? We need that Eidolon. And then one more mana, and then we'd have Rhea. What have we got here? They're down to 10. Let's see, Resurrection on Dimir Guildmage. Not the worst thing in the world for us. Ah, tough. Well, let's see. We can last gasp the Plume Veil when it blocks the Finks. Probably our best bet just for maximum damage here. And if they trade both off, I guess that's also fine. But killing the Guildmage, I mean, if they just want to draw 2 cards or have us discard 2 cards, none of that really matters. We can just discard Rhea. Use up their whole turn and then they die, basically. Especially if we draw black. And discarding these 2 kind of makes sense. It sucks to lose the Artisan, but we're just not even close to casting it. So they drew a card. If we can ever get there. We can prove it. See? They drew a card. Oh, another forest. I did put in a lot of forests. So let's see if they have any defenses active here. Chump the Elemental. Maybe they have their own last gasp or Frantic Search. I don't know why they would do this now. Untap up to 3 lands. I guess it makes sense, yeah. This is a pretty cool art. Who is this one? Mitchell Malloy? Microscopic artist name there. Yeah. They get rid of a Swamp and Death Denied, and then they concede the game. Let's just give us some more information. No, they haven't conceded yet, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. They're also not dead yet, so there's that. Very colorful card. Turn to mist our elemental. Nice. We still cut them in half, and I'll still play out a land because that's closer and closer to our intense requirements. All to get back a Walker at this point, which is pretty good. Ulamog's Crusher. Oh no. Let's see. It doesn't look like we're attacking this turn. Ooh, that sucks. Okay, 6, 7. Well, it's not too bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, I guess we just sacrifice 2 lands and pulse back the Walker and not block at all. Yeah, I don't need to use this mana now. And I can take all the damage. The damage isn't the big deal here. We can take more hits of 8 than they can take of 3, that's for sure. Then what? We still just need a black, basically, and then we can sacrifice the red cap and or block with it and do the final 1 damage to them. Any target. Draw a card. That is your right. They could foil us somehow with this, even if they're tapped out. What have we here? Unclear. All right, eventually they decide to use Grave Scrabbler just to get a 2/2 into play. They could have also used Guild Mage to draw a card or have us discard a card, and they had a lot of options. But I'm pretty sure that that's it for their turn, so let's well, we'll see you for that. All right, Pulse. Ooh, we can put their card back, but let's get Walker back, because we can evoke that one more time if nothing else. Yikes, it's amazing how many of these games time seems to be a factor. Like, we're getting way ahead on time just by, you know, doing stuff. Play another permanent. Certainly they want to block with the Scrabbler, but gotta pressure them. And we still have a permanent, so... And what do we gain? 2 life when this comes back in, so even tougher to kill us. We can evoke here, but hold up black. I think there's more relevant black instance, like black-white hybrid things and whatever. They probably won't fall for any bluffs, but might as well hold up more stuff. Sometimes people outplay themselves so much they'll fall for a bluff that you don't even know about. You just play in a way that they play around something you're not, you just haven't seen yet. But your opponent has to give you credit in the first place to do something like that. Oh no, not more. Angel of Despair. Goodbye, Elemental. 5. Yeah, it has to be like Swamp off the top, because if they killed our Swamp, I guess we'd be out of it completely. So I'm glad we had a target there. And then we have to stop them from bouncing the red cap or something. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because we wouldn't be able to cast it again. Priced into blocking with the Sphinx. We're back. Wayfinder. That's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great either. It doesn't mean we win this turn, and it probably means we lose. But let's see. Let's see where this goes. Burial rights. Yeah, we just have to pass. Sacrifice 2 forests. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, The Crusher has to attack every turn, so we can win in response to their attack next turn. No, the Angel's not attacking. Oh, that's great for us. So we can sacrifice the Forest and Wayfinder, and I think that wins it. 4, 8. I don't think they can discard enough from our hand. I guess we sacrifice the... That doesn't matter. The Sphinx, I guess, is better in our graveyard, but it really can't matter here. Unless we somehow thought the 2-1 would be enough to trade with something. Yeah, so we'll take the 8 damage. It's no problem. Not even a little problem. Come on. Okay. Then they're gonna get back the Angel? Can they do that? Oh, I hope not. If they kill a swamp, we're especially in bad shape. Yeah, miraculous recovery. So, yeah, if they snipe a swamp here, then I think we just lose. But we're not going out without playing a wild mongrel. Tell you that much right now. At least they never knew about the red cap, but they did sort of get us with it. Anyway, if the next 2 games take them 10 minutes each, I guess we'll be ahead in that regard. Just got them too much time to develop. Destroy target enchantment doesn't do it. The Awful Snout might help over something. Eidolons would have been good at some point. Should probably cut something. Maybe the... Maybe the Unburial Rites, we have just too many of those. Everything else looks pretty good. Oh, the pattern plus the Eidolon is a nice touch. Yeah, I'm going to cut Unburial Rites. It doesn't actually help us that much. Yeah, play first. Fast enough format here. And this hand's a little underwhelming. Enough to throw back? I guess we'll keep it. I mean, we just need the 3rd mana and then we can keep going. The cards are powerful. Like, it's one of our best removal spells. We've got a bit of ramp. I just don't like this Emrakul in our hand. We can discard it later to get it back into our deck, which is one of the only ways to cast it. Or have the game go long enough that we just have most of our lands in play. 14 lands. Definitely possible. It's not like we have so many fetches, or any fetches even. Maybe we'll get to the point where we just have to discard Emrakul to hand size, and that'll put it back. Vacation Crier. Well, yeah, we'll do that then. Discard Emrakul. Yeah, put that trigger on the stack, and then we've got a last gasp. Spirit Cairn. Yeah, get rid of the Crier here. If they God's willing it, then kind of sucks. But they didn't. So good for us. Can't do Sphinx. Getting the Vessel down doesn't help us that much. Like, we could put the Crier back into their deck, but don't really care about that. Just get the Crow down here. All right. We saw enough forests last game that I'm happy to bin one. Alright, what's this business? A Revelark. That means we can vessel away the Crier, so we don't have to worry about that when we Stinger Fling the Revelark. Okay, no blocks here. Maybe I could block here, but I won't. Much rather trade it with something. Okay, good turn here. Let's Stinger Fling, and then we have a good blocker for twins, and 2 damage to get in there. Revelark. I mean, they can bring back Revelark. They have the technology. But then we just kill it again, and they still don't have much to get us with. Alright. What next? Do we have to worry about the Spirit Cairn? We kind of have to worry about a 4/4 flash. But even then, the Crow dying helps us. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay, they don't have it. So what can we do here? We can bring back the red cap, which doesn't do enough. We can destroy the Cairn or the twins, which we can hold off on that. Kitchen Finks, Eidolon could come down, or Druid, but not Finks and Druid. Tell you what, let's do the Eidolon. And then we could get it back to our hand with the Finks, whatever. Let's not worry about that. Rather it be in play here, and we can do a big turn next turn. Looks good so far. One white spirit creature token with flying. As soon as they can discard a card, we're in bad shape, especially if they can do it at an instant speed. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to see Damnation or something. And maybe we could pulse the Cairn, but this will also kill any number of spirits, so maybe that's enough. Druid. That gets us up to 10 mana, so good for anything in our deck except Emrakul, and I guess Rhea Dawnbringer, because we don't have the triple white. Well, we do have the triple white. What am I talking about? Also, we might have Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nope, not even close. 4 more. Just 4 more. And that's not bad, though. Casting Emrakul with 9 lands in play is well ahead of schedule. Ah, that would... Well, that's 3 more. Getting closer. We're still so slow here. You know what I might start doing? Attacking with this nonsense, with this mess. They're waiting on blue big time. They can still cast their 4/4 wall. Alright, they're going to go for the Finks. And just get that back. Gain a couple life. And I am going to get back the red cap to finish things off. Alright, power to any target. That's my target. This is where they started to turn around last game. We got them to 10. And they're not having it. And they're saving some time here for the last game. So good on them. They just couldn't do anything that game. Regenerate each creature you control. I guess that's a thing. I like the plan. Let's stick to the plan. We even had to discard to hand size that game, but didn't come up to bite us. "41 cards. They might mill us first unless we can discard Emrakul at some point, which is likely. Because if Emrakul is in play, we're going to win. If it's in our hand, we have a few ways to discard it, and so forth. And if it's in our deck, it can get milled or whatever. Do we want to keep this? Yeah, sure. We've got a combo. I don't know how easy it is to use, but a Wickerbow Elder with a Pattern of Rebirth on it. Who knows? Come on, black. Wait, what? I guess I double tap that, and every time you can't use the mana, it asks you if you want to use it. Oh no, oh no. The last place we want both of these cards to be, in our hand. Oh well. I mean, there's other good things we can pattern. We could also... No, that doesn't do it. I was trying to think of a tricky way to like bring Rhea in for her trigger to activate while Emrakul is still in the graveyard, but that just doesn't... That's just not a thing. Because you could instantly trigger this effect, but her ability isn't... It's timed according to a schedule. In any case, we can get our combo off this turn if they don't kill our druid right away. So is it worth going for? Oh, what can we get into play? It's not like we get amazing stuff into play. They have this crier. It's like almost good enough. I'm too I'm too weak. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it yet. Because what does it do? It gets back Devoted Druid. Bridge from below. Alright. Oh, it's an enchantment, but we can't even interact with it with the Wickerbow Elder. That doesn't sound right. I mean, maybe Maelstrom Pulse will come in handy to destroy a horde of zombies, but... Ugh, what an awkward game so far. No black mana. Too afraid to use the druid thing, which might be the only play here. Start by attacking. I'll just take it. What are they doing here? Maybe they have Revel Arc or something? They're going to sacrifice itself? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. And they used up blue here. I'm really tempted just to use Pattern of Rebirth. I mean, it's the only thing we can do, first of all. And second of all, now, I mean, now's the chance. They're like, what does this do? Don't kill our druid, please. And then we should use it right away, I think. Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna pass. Crier. Discarding Ancestors Chosen. I'm just going to pass here because they don't know what they're attacking into. Of course, this means they could kill our druid in response, but I guess that's less likely than just having sorcery speed removal for whatever we get. Too many different targets for the pulse as well, and no black mana, as usual. A well-built deck for sure. Yikes. Okay, well. Well, what to do? Be as greedy as possible here. This exiles bridge, which is at least something. Yes, let's get the best stuff. The best stuff in the whole deck. So many options. We could get something like Artisan of Kozilek, which is huge. We could get Rhea Dawnbringer to get back Devoted Druid. Something like that. Taking 6 here. We could get Red Cap just to start trading off with things. Or Walker in the Grove, because if they have a way to deal with it, then that's at least a 4/4 left on defense. What to do? Kozilek, Red Cap, Walker, or Rhea? Huh. What to do? 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 I'm gonna get Walker. Just to play it safe here and block the homunculus. No, I should block the zombie. Now that Bridge from Below is dealt with, it's possible to get additional homunculi, but not additional zombies, or at least it's not as likely. Small consideration there, but it's the only consideration. So we'll go with it. Yes. Rock on. Now, my turn. Or something. How to begin? How to proceed? They're only attacking for 6. I mean, they can block Walker indefinitely with this Acacian Crier. So, what to do about that? What to do about that? Well, one nice thing is Emrakul's safely in our hand from all that business. Attack with just the Walker. They can't really trade hits like this, so we'll see what happens here. I think they just make a chump blocker. Eventually we'll just pulse away a bunch of citizens. Ooh, Grave Scrabbler. Madness. Some kind of madness ability, which I can't see what it is. Here it is. Returns a creature to their owner's hand. So that might be this this homunculus, or the Chosen. But the Chosen won't gain them much life, so I bet it'll be the little dude. In any case, they're just going to chump here with 1 citizen. No, they're chumping with the 2/2. What does that mean? That's unexpected. They just like having lots of citizens, or they like having this in their graveyard. Sacrifice a creature, so they can just upgrade their citizens into homunculuses. Oh, and they can do it in response to Maelstrom Pulse, because it only targets 1, but it kills all of them. So it might be our last chance to do that. I'll just block whatever here. Just block citizens and all kinds of things. Don't want to take this damage. And I do want to get more stuff in my graveyard. And there we have it. Rhea in the graveyard. Forest into play. So the good looking turn here is attack with both. Attack with both. Attack with one. And then pulse away all the citizens. I hope this works. They're just going to take it. Did they see my plan? Did they see it? F6, I mean, there's not much I can do if they interrupt this. All right, we get all the citizens. Maybe they're going to use this anyway, but they discard a crusher, so it's not the end of the world. I really expected them to do that in response, but they saw through my plan somehow. Did they see this game one? Yeah, they did. They did see it. We used it on their 2-2. Demir Guildmage. Shoot, well, I hope we can survive. Like a minute per life point would do it. Don't think it's gonna be that easy. But we can respond to them trying to use their homunculus here. So let's start by pressuring them. It can only block one anyway, so maybe they can take a turn, like one more turn off blocking, but it's still probably worth it here. Okay, so they're gonna try to make a little dude here, but in response we can Gasp the Crier, and in response to that they can discard 2 cards, but at least they won't be making chump blockers for years. Okay, discarding Plume Veil, and they can kill their own apprentice, which is fine. That thing was going to die anyway. Even if we killed the apprentice in response, they can just sacrifice a citizen. Cool. Alright, what now? Bounce for the Elder would not be great. The good news is if we draw our second black, we have a Spell Mastery to gain 2 life. Every bit counts. Any other good news? Good news, we can draw into some way to reanimate Kitchen Finks or the Red Cap. If we want to play it really close, we can get Rhea Dawnbringer, if only. What happened here? Okay. They discarded Death Denied and Swamp, and now they're going to pay 5. Maybe they have their own hunger. No, it's Recovery for Crusher, which is possible to beat, but we're going to need to draw something better than what we have already here. Yeah, we need to draw something good here. Yes, that is good. It's pretty good. Oh, it's so good, in fact. It's real good. So we kill this Crusher right now, and then we attack for 10. And then all of our creatures are lethal, so what do? They attack for 2. No, just do this. Swing away. You have to have a target for the Wickerbow Elder, so we can't just use that at any time. Yeah, and the best attack here is just get in for 10. Pin them. Pin them. And they drew land. So did we get there? I guess it's likely. 8 mana, not quite enough. Play out the Connoisseur. Because that gives us an extra blocker if we want to sacrifice the Walker. Walker blocker. Now, Real awkward block if they try to kill and trade with the Elder. So they're not doing that. They're just going to put one on each. Live another day. We still have them dead on board next turn because we could make our Bloodflow Connoisseur up to a 4/4 by sacrificing our whole board. Sacrifice the Walker, sacrifice the Elemental. Whew, alright. Just in the nick of time there. We never got our Emrakul working, but at least it showed its face a couple times from the graveyard. Round 2, Dwarven Pony Rider. That's a throwback for you. Play first, and sounds about right there, but I guess we keep this. The pattern, I'm seeing a pattern all right. Pattern of rebirth. It's okay. We'll draw our hounds and then discard Emrakul, and all will be right with the world. I'm going to throw them off the scent here. Obviously, we're a Selesnya deck, playing lots of green and white cards. It's almost true. Blue. I don't want to see blue. Blue can really mess up this pattern just with a common. But if we hold up black at some point, yeah, so they could have used fire like in response to this. They just chose to use it right away, which I guess is fine. Ooh, got that. I love this guy. Brazen Scourge. Haste 3/3. Doesn't mess around. Ugh, okay, well. Godspeed, Kitchen Finks. I hope you don't get bounced. Even if they bounce it, we still get it back. Talrend is okay. I can't imagine them attacking into this. Ugh. Black mana, please. So we can't do anything here. We could play Stingerfling Spider, but they already can't attack on the board, and I'd much rather the Spider kill their first Drake. No attacks is good. End step's not good. We drop our only other plains instead of one of our 13 swamps. Yep. Yeah, still no attacks from us. I mean, we've got the best ground defense of all time here. And they only have 4 cards in their hand. Maybe they don't have a ton of answers. Looks like they have something to think about over there. Nope. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Think twice even. On our end step. Too bad they didn't do that first main or something. Yeah, Flashback and Talrand. That is a combo. I'm glad I saved the Spider, although we are taking more damage this turn. And they might just counter the Spider. So who knows if this is actually working. 4/2 flyer. Could be an even better one to kill. Anyway, let us Stingerfling. And if they have an answer or something to this, still got to kill the Firewing Phoenix, I think. And we can last gasp in response, kill our own Finks. Actually, maybe we should last gasp their Talrand here. Yeah, we can kill our Finks anytime. Well, anytime after next turn. Right. Right. The defenses are set up. Oh, was ist das? Okay, that's a little scary. Again, I don't know the format so well that I know like all the stuff that could make this make sense, but Fiery Temper's a thing, yeah. Not insane for them, but totally fine. Totally fine for them. And this is just sack a creature anytime, so they better watch out. That's the truth. Because the sacrifice is the cost here, so we can just put this trigger on the stack anytime we want. Pyromancer, no problem. Oh yeah, come in with those flyers. Do it. And I'm just going to hope this works out. This being Rhea Dawnbringer into blocking something. Probably a Drake. And don't get punished. Never punished. Never get punished. We can bring back Stingerfling Spider. We win the game. So retrieval into Fire and Ice. Yeah, this is over. Rhea Dawnbringer sticks. Fling. Finks is okay too, but let's just get this going. Emrakul. 11. Getting closer. And anything we want to, like, we can keep getting that back because we can always sacrifice something to the Connoisseur. We'll probably just get back Finks this turn and then sacrifice it 3 or 4 times. On board, we're way ahead. We're miles ahead. But Mystic Retrieval targeting Fiery Temper. Sure, none of this matters too much. What are they going to do? Double cast it on Dawnbringer? I don't think so. Yeah, so we'll get back the Finks here. And once that's in play, they just can't ever kill the Connoisseur. 8? Cast this thing? Sure. Good luck. Good luck. Taking down Ray is just way too hard here. Alright, they're done. Oh, I love it when a plan works out. It's kind of fragile, but it just needs to work for a little bit, and then it becomes too hard to deal with. I'm going to do Golgari Charm. Makes a lot of sense here. I'm not sure how many enchantments they have, but they do have a lot of 1 toughness creatures. What else? What else? And we can cut one of the Unburial Rites. 1 is usually enough. Awful Snout's probably good, but I guess Vessel does the similar thing. A lot of utility cards here, but we also just want our main deck to be functional. Yeah, what to do? Take the play or the draw? I think being on the play is generally correct in this format. Guilds of Ravnica is a little closer to the between play and draw. Indeed, we are forced to take the draw, and this hand is not good. Thinking about putting that second swamp in. It's not good, but is it good enough? It's really close, isn't it? I think we can do better. It's just, it does nothing on its own. This is not much better. But I'll keep it and put this thing as far away from my sight as possible. That's almost like drawing a card there. Get out of my sight, Emrakul. Just stay at the bottom of the deck until we need you. Hopefully we don't draw it from the bottom of our deck, because taking an extra turn is probably not the best thing you can be doing. Come on, something. Nope. Well, who's to say if the first hand would have worked out better, but this hand is not working out. I don't even know what helps it. I guess drawing a land is a start. Or that? Does that even help at all? Start discarding creatures like mad. Just to trade with this Scourge. Like, I could see discarding Red Cap and Walker. Block first. Maybe just Red Cap to begin with. Because if they respond to this with 2 damage, we can discard the Walker. But if they responded with 3 damage, oh gosh, they're gonna have fire, aren't they? Alright, well, we'll fight through it. And what is this? Becomes color of choice. Well, it takes a red dog to fight a red gremlin, that's for sure. Am I crazy? Oh no, I completely missed that. We needed to do it one more time. Yeah, a bit of a lapse in judgment there. And I apologize. I was... When they first did it, I was like, okay, now we have to discard 2 things. And then I was thinking, what if they had fire? Then we'd have to discard another thing. And somehow I forgot that I had to discard 2 things to begin with. They probably do have fire there, that's the funny part. So we gave him a free card, but whatever. We would have never had to cast these things anyway, so... But at least they wouldn't have the Scourge in play. Mistakes don't hurt as bad when you are going to lose anyway. What do we have going on? Pulse? We don't have Spell Mastery yet. If we draw the land... Gosh, this is too much. Yeah, we'll do this again. I'm sure they have some way to mess us up. Probably fire. At the very least, it trades here. Yeah, I think they had that before. Discard Golgari Charm. Make it red. And it survives fire, right? Yes. And then it trades with the thing. Make it black. So is it all 3 colors? No, just black. Got there eventually. I think we want the Eidolon down. They don't have much left. All they have is this 4/2 flyer, but if we draw our Stingerfling Spider, we want to be able to cast it, or maybe cast Golgari, Unholy Hunger rather. And now that does have Spell Mastery, right, with the Pulse and the Charm. So what is this? Retrieval for what did they get back? I hate the double click you have to do now. I get that you might want to hide chat or whatever because people are toxic, but you can always mute someone and like turn on filters, and now it's just a mess over here. It's just a, it's just a mess. It's just a complete mess. No wonder Arena's taking hold. I still like Magic Online better, but pretty much just because I'm more familiar with it. Firewing Phoenix. Yes, that's what we're up against. The Phoenix. Yes. Huh. We can't do both things even now. Doesn't have haste or anything. Oh well, let's, this is instant. Let's go ahead and attack. We didn't see any counter magic from them. We can't really afford to play around it anyway. So let's do it on their attack. Unholy Hunger, get in there. Whoops, leave up our tricky colors. Okay, Mr. Pony Rider. What are you gonna do now? Nothing. Get your Phoenix back, maybe. Yep, that's what they do, and they can cast it next turn. In the meantime, they have a Skywing Aven. This time we do want to hold green up because that's the Elder's ability. Wow, we're out of stuff. They have a ton of stuff. And more stuff in their graveyard. Here's our Phoenix friend. We're not dead. I'll have you know. We are not dead. Normally this would be a great trade for them, but because of the life total situations, they're not having it. Maybe it's not even that good of a trade for them. But because they can get it back, like it's card advantage, if not a great trade. Yes, Soul's Fire. That's the beginning of this whole mess. And that's what they got back with the retrieval before I got distracted by finding how to get the chat working. Anyway, do we have way too much green and not enough black? That's what it's seeming like. So let us cut, no, let's cut a green and add a black. That's 9 sources of green and now 7 sources of black, natural sources. All this stuff looks good. If we can learn how to use the mongrel, it'd be even better. Wickerbow Elder is terrible, so let's take that out and put in a Pulse of Marasa. Yeah, that's something that should have been on my radar from before. If they don't have targets for the Elder, then it's really just a bad Hill Giant, or a good Hill Giant. But would you like to play first? Yeah. This Emrakul. I gotta get used to the fact that it's going to be in our opening hand sometime, but we have 2 uncastable cards in our hand. I think we have to mulligan. This is much better. I mean, with so many Eidolons, sure, but we can't even cast those, so... Yeah, top the swamp. Because we'll draw the swamp, and then we can get the crow out there, spice up our graveyard. The juiciest prey is that which grows lazy, thinking itself beyond the reach of danger. Yeah, okay. Lazy prey. Nice. Dig through those lands. Don't need them. Don't want them. Get them out of here. And then get this fabulous 1/1 into play. We could always sack the crow. You gonna let us trade here? Nope. We could always sack that crow. Don't really want to do that. Let's get whoops. Let's get Devoted Druid into play. Maybe get a spider out there later. It can block elemental, the one elemental they have, and the crow is still back on defense to block Pyromancer. And who knows? Oh no, you know what they have? They have fire. That attack makes a lot of sense if they have fire. Maybe they still do it to kill the druid. No, they get a Tolerant out there, which we will promptly send to the Nether Realms. Will we? Yeah. Will we? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. They still get to attack with their one elemental. I mean, the Stingerfling Spider is such a good answer to Tolerant. Well, but it doesn't. I mean, that's the trick. It doesn't answer it. Not good enough. It's always tempting to block with this Crow, but I'm not quite there yet. Just a 4 mana 2/2? What kind of enchantments do you suppose they have? Who knows? Up to 7 mana this turn. Verdant Eidolon doesn't net mana on a given turn. Tough one. Okay, let's just fling this Drake out of the way and attack for 2. Yep, Spider's a good one. Bing. Tied up. Tied up in the web and in the life totals. Up to 7. Yeah, we could have played both of these, but that, you know, puts a -1/-1 counter on the Druid, and that means fire gets a lot better. In any case, let's begin with what? Let's begin with the Connoisseur. And I think just attack with a bunch of stuff. They can join forces here to try to take down the Spider, but if they do anything too cute, we can just sacrifice whatever they try to mess with. Play out all our stuff here. And that can cast anything next turn if the Eidolon lives. If the Eidolon and the Druid live. This is a second twice? Think twice? And flashing 1 back. And Frantic Search. So they're going to get a bunch of these elementals and hopefully not put an Anger into the graveyard. that'd be a pretty neat combo. Mystic Retrieval, Fiery Temper. Temper, what's that going to go after? I don't know. Stay tuned. Find out. Going after the Connoisseur. To save it would be too expensive. But we could always sacrifice itself to itself. Yeah, saving it's too expensive here. Forget it. They could always retrieve it. Anyway, they can't attack with all that much. Oh, they're not attacking with anything. That's not very much. Not very much at all. No, sir. Is it is it dumb to attack with this Crow? I don't think so. We're gonna have enough blockers to at least give these elementals pause. The retrieval sorcery, so they must have something here. They're just gonna do 2 damage. What's the other damage going to? Oh, us. Okay, right. This is kind of what I wanted. I want to put more stuff in my graveyard. That's not the stuff I want to put in my graveyard, but I do want to kind of dig through the deck. Red Cap and the Pattern would have both been great draws, so good timing on that. Adept. Not too bad. Come on, can we get something powerful and useful? Please. I'll ask nicely. Anything. Just about anything. Emrakul's still kind of nestled away there, but I mean, we're getting close to Emrakul, even 12. Not super close, but somewhat close. What do you suppose this is? I don't know what the heck this is going to be, but it's going to hurt. Double strike? We're just gonna lose everything here somehow, but I don't know how. So let me think about it for a moment. All right, all I can come up with is Conflagrate, which doesn't kill us. Is there any onboard trick we're missing? I don't know. I mean, that was pretty bad for them. It's something big. All is dust. Sure. Each player sacrifices all colored permanents, so I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. It becomes the color of your choice. Well, can't even discard a card. Yeah, I guess we should have blocked this adept. I did not have that on my scope. Oof, yeah, forest. So now we can't cast anything in our deck. And they have another adept. So things are looking grim. We can't even cast our 8 drops. Now we can. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're dead on board here. Molten Rebirth. Maybe they're not going for the kill. They could have gone for a kill here. They don't know what we have in hand, but I don't think this is lethal. Unless they have another Fiery Temper in hand. No, that wouldn't even do it. The Aven has to come back to the hand to cast it, and they need the prowess off it to kill us. Well, I'm pretty sure they missed it here. Mystic Retrieval, maybe they'll think twice. Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's not lethal. Not that we're in great shape, mind you. Okay. Yeah, what's that, game 3? Okay, we'll do a third match here. Going after that Emrakul. I know we can do it. The final round, the final chance to get our Emrakul into play. Do we want to keep this? Yes, this hand looks great. Or at least decent. Maybe... I didn't actually put that extra swamp in, but we could do that in sideboarding. And, you know, most of the time 6 swamps does the trick with our plus our vessel. What's this? Mistvale Plains? Sure. Restocks libraries from graveyards. Eventually. And then we have options this turn. Lots of them. Champion. Yeah, what do we do about that? What do we do about that? Let's start filling up our graveyard. I don't mind trading the Crow right off the bat. Fill up our... Yeah, I mean, we want to draw land here anyway, and we can put the Stingerfling back in our deck with Vessel. The very bottom. We don't have too many ways to shake up our deck, but there are a couple ways. Yeah, easy block here. We have the late game taken care of. I mean, we have enough combos that should help us out. Wingsteed Rider, nice. Oh, shoot. Maybe it's not going to be that bad for us, but it doesn't seem great. You know what we should start with? Let's start with this Vessel. Restock our Spider. So we can't reanimate it. I don't know. Maybe these plays are a bit loose, huh? Maybe they're a little loose. And then we'll just have to pulse away this rider. But we can draw it later. Yeah, that would have been a sick play this turn, but here I am thinking about red cap and not even looking at Unburial Rites. Goodbye, Rider. Yeah, I messed up here. I messed up big time. But not everything is going terribly, because this turn the red cap will be good. Probably the last turn that we'll get a chance to kill this thing. They seem to be just the Azorius Bogle type deck. Enchant your guys. Protect them. Angel, I don't know, flickers their island. My only answer to flyers. I got rid of it forever. And the second Unburial Rites comes in. It's about right. Well, good news. We have a flyer. That puts Mongrel and some other things away. And we can attack with the red cap. They don't have a good block for it. We can also sacrifice the red cap to kill the Aven, or at least to target it with 1 damage. They can save it by discarding a card. But at least they have to discard a card. Lens. Lens would have been good in our deck. Being 3 colors and ramping. Acacian Crier. Turns out this is a solid playable. Yep. Crow. And we can team Crow up with the red cap to kill the Angel. With the Connoisseur in play. What is happening? Yes, I know I have Unburial Rites in my graveyard, in my hand, everywhere. Thank you for reminding me. Get a life. Or 2. Maybe we go after the Crier. What do you think about that? Is it race time? Are we racing them now? Yeah, I guess we should reassess the board here. We can just ignore the 3/3. Sacrifice the Crier before it can discard anything. Or sacrifice the... kill the Crier before it can make some blockers. Now we have red cap back, and we can sacrifice that to make this bigger, and then resurrect it and do 3 damage to the flyer. It's all working out. We didn't need the spider after all. Who needs a spider? Whoa. What is this? Mahamodi Jinn? Okay, we need our spider. Definitely need that spider. Huh. Well, the way I reckon, Artisan doesn't do enough. Let's see. We don't even have enough mana for it next turn. 6, 7, 8. It's 8. Okay. So stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. What's the plan again? I think we can get away with attacking with everything. Except the crow. Yes, we can. You figure they'll block something. Probably this blood flow connoisseur. But as it turns out, we can pump it up big enough that that won't matter. We gain 2, that becomes a 4/4. Do you want to just sacrifice everything? Alright, yeah, I wasn't exactly planning to do this, but it makes sense. Then we can bring back something good. Cool, we beat the Djinn at its own game, being a pesky giant creature. And now, to return the red cap. Why? Because we're going to kill this angel. How? By making this even bigger. We did it. Now we have the powerful creatures, and they have nothing. Another Aven. No more cards. They don't even have blue permanents, or white permanents rather, to activate these Mistveil planes. I don't know how we got through that game, but we did it. Play out all the lands you could ask for. Kill both of the Aven this turn. They don't have cards to discard. It's on board. I mean, we have 2 Unburial Rites in our graveyard. Zoop. Get that one. And that one. Looking good. Do the same thing next turn. Yeah. Phew. Fancy. Now, that was some good Unburial Rites nonsense. Wickerbow Elder is going to be good in this matchup. I still don't want 2. Like, 2 could be good in some games, but in general, 2 is not what I want. Also, random creatures that gum up the board aren't going to be good, but we don't really have those. All of our creatures are value creatures. Yeah. Okay, so what did we do? We cut Unburial Rites, but we didn't add anything. Is there anything worth adding? Let's add a Golgari Charm. It kills those 2/1 flyers to start with, and then destroys enchantments. So a couple things that might come in handy. Auron, 1993. Auron was a character in Final Fantasy something, 10? The one with the dream, Xanarkand. So that's that reference for you. The game probably came out in 1993. I don't think that's true. A little after that. But this player might have come out in 1993. Even a good time. Thinks. Yeah, we can ignore the vessel for now. Maybe it'll get some value later by putting something out of someone's graveyard. Emancipation Angel. Yeah, if you get that too early, it kind of slows you down, doesn't it? I'm sure they're going to put a land back and just replay it, but it does put them behind a turn if they didn't have another land there, and they might not have. This is a turn where we could Vessel into Mongrel. And Eidolon. Eidolon for 8. Let's see. 4, we'll have 7 next turn, which isn't enough to do this stuff anyway. So we'll need to vessel at some point. So no value just from it ramping us here. But that's okay. Wingsteed Rider. And if they don't play the land, that does mean the angel didn't slow them down. So many flyers. Come on, Spider. Huh. Well, just have to try to race them here. They kill us in 2 or 3 turns. We kill them in like 10 turns, 4 turns. They're wondering if pumping our mongrel by 4 changes anything. I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Alright, next turn, Emrakul, if we draw it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, maybe not Emrakul, but just about anything else. In fact, we can discard Walker and get it back with Artisan. What does that accomplish? Well, not much. It puts a couple big monsters on the field, but what is this? Can we change it to color untapped? Is that a color? Destroy target tapped creature. Oh, this is tough though. I think I do want to discard the Walker. White. That's the closest to being untapped I can make it. Oh well. Don't do it. Okay, thinking twice. So all they need to find is some way to target Wingsteed Rider, and we've lost it. Oh, that was a good draw. That was a good draw, but it means we can't do Artisan here. It was good because we can sack Kitchen Finks now, and we're not necessarily dead on board. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, just not nearly enough mana to get this all working. But we do need to play around. We really need to play around this nonsense. So let's do it. Let's play around the nonsense. Get these guys attacking. And potentially we could kill them next turn. We sacrifice Kitchen Finks twice. Maybe we Artisan it back. That's another 4 life. Probably not enough to survive here. Wandering Champion. Well, it's certainly a lot closer if they don't have any pumps for the Rider ever. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might as well take it here. 1 is not 0. And then sacrifice to Finks. Huh. Is there any benefit to doing that now? It puts a power on Bloodflow Connoisseur right away. So we could attack with Bloodflow Connoisseur into the champion. I guess that doesn't make any sense. So no, there's no advantage to doing it now. Or just a slight advantage, but not good enough. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is enough. Shoot, we're just gaining 6 life here. It's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough here. We needed a way to kill a flyer. Trying to think if I'm counting it right. And I believe I am. Three, four, five. So I'm pretty sure they would block the connoisseur here. You have to, don't you? There's no way we can do the extra 2 damage. I might just be overthinking this, like we can't win. Three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this because they just win in the air. We don't have reach, we don't have flying. We can't kill them. Too many flyers. Shouldn't be allowed to have that many flyers. Do we bring in the second Wickerbow Elder? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't like it. Let's let's go next game. Yeah, back on the play where we belong with the only good part about this hand is it plays lands every turn for a while. Besides that, not much good to say for it. Ah, they even get a Bogle into play turn 1? What is this? This is too much. So if they have anything, if they have any follow-up for this, we're just dead. But we didn't see that many, I guess, enchantments in their deck. Now, this is the game where they'll have them all on time. Okay, good news. They don't have one yet. Order of Sands. Okay. I'll give it flying and draw 2 cards here. Don't do it. Renewal, yeah. Nah. Last gasp. Well, we could target the Martyr with that. Then they could gain 300 life by sacrificing it, and then get it back with the renewal. But it does kill it. I mean, it kills the renewal, basically, if they want. And it shows us what they have to deal with. Okay, so they gain 12 here. Acacian Crier, Cavalry, Chosen, and Umbra. And they do want to get it back for whatever reason. I mean, we probably can't race them here, so whatever. What else? They do have Umbra and Crier. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, how annoying is this? Our only targets for our premium removal are 1/1s. They can beat us with this. And then once we ever deal with this, we have these like 4/4 first strikes and 2/2 double strike flyers to deal with. It's not great. I could have hungered the 1/1, but then we just lose to their late game, so it's impossible. I mean, at least we're not taking 1,000,000 damage, so potentially we could survive until we get this artisan out. So wish we had a bit better of a draw here. Yeah, tell you what, let's try to trade this off. I can always pulse it back. I mean, at least that's doing something. Gaining 6 life is not irrelevant. So that trades off, and then they play the Crier, and we can kill the Crier. Better than nothing. Yep. What would they discard with it? Anything, really. Hunger there. And to further make things awkward, we don't have something to get back with the Artisan of Kozilek. 9-drop in your deck. By the time you cast it, you usually have something to get back. Oh, Bogles, the eternal nonsense. Who thought this was a good idea, this card? Slippery Bogle. Beast. Okay, here's our cavalry friend. No, Flight of Fancy. I'm drawing 2 cards. There is a nice thing about Artisan of Kozilek, and that is it puts them under some pressure. It has Annihilator 2. That's what's good about it. Can that race a 2/2 flyer? I think it should. It should be able to. And then we can use Wickerbow Elder to clean its act up later, as opposed to using Elder to kill the Umbra this turn. Yeah, that's tough. Okay. Yeah, we want to get the Artisan out there. I mean, what else are we going to do? They have a million cards in their hand, but like, we only know about 2. Hopefully they're just not removal for this Artisan. If they are, we're in bad shape, but we're just taking an extra 2 this turn. Like, Wickerbow Elder can kill Flight of Fancy and then block the Bogle. And then we just have to take 4 a turn. So being at 14 versus 16 doesn't matter too much. Don't bounce the Artisan. Don't do it. Just cast a 2/2. Just cast a 2/2, please. Prismatic Lens. Okay. That helps them cast a 2/2. Huh. Attack first. Might as well. Okay, might as well attack first. Sacrificing, so for any people who might be wondering, if they sacrifice the Bogle, they don't get to keep it. Hyena Umbra replaces destruction, not death. Like you can sacrifice whatchamacallits. What are they going to get back, I wonder? Ah, the flight. Yeah, you can sacrifice indestructible creatures, but they can't be destroyed. So that's your hint there. Oh, Emancipation Angel. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful card. In any case, what the heck does this do? Destroy target artifact or enchantment. We can go after the Umbra. -1/-1 counter. We're never going to get this thing big enough to tangle with the Angel, so it's just attack with Artisan, see what they do. And then, who knows what after that. Annihilator. Annihilate them. Oh, they thought they could do it, but they can't. Oh, never mind. I guess they're doing okay. This is so weird. Yeah, I thought... No, they definitely knew they couldn't do it since they sacrificed both of those. Oh, it's too bad. Okay, well, let's get the Elder out and destroy the lens. That looks real suspicious, but it limits the number of permanents they have and what they can do this very crucial turn. For instance, they might not be able to use Ancestral's Chosen. Oh, come on. Can we get a break? It's okay. We can always bring it back. Maybe that'll be good enough. Can we catch a break here? And if they don't get the land this turn, that means no Sunspear Cavalry. Just a Steed Rider, which isn't necessarily going to be as good. Oh, Swift Reckoning. Come on, why can't this 9-drop have some protection? Vigilance or something to make it half decent. Yeah, these two can come in. We're doing slightly more damage in the short term. But now they have the Chosen, and they can give it flying next turn. So they gain 7. 22. So we're dead next turn, unless we get something really good. That is not really good. Is the Emrakul Dream dead? What game is this? Ah, it's game 3. So we messed it up. It never happened. But it could have happened. We could have drawn our combo at some point. And in some games we drew like half of it and got pretty cool things going. But yeah, it didn't really work out for us this time. Just that really awkward start against a hard to interact with board, the Bogle. And we got out the Artisan of Kozilek, but didn't even return anything. So, oh well. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.